Toxic.
What is up, guys? Welcome back to Wrestling Crossroads. As always, I'm one half of your dynamic duo, Twisted, alongside Brother Pyro.
What up, y'all?
And we are covering NXT Stand and Deliver recap. This was a beautiful pay-per-view opening up for Mania.
I was going to say, this was probably one of the greatest ways to start off Mania weekend.
It was absolutely beautiful. So starting off on the pre-show, which we didn't necessarily...
To the surprise of everybody.
We were very surprised about this one. We had the 8-person tag team match where winners gained control of Chase University. You had, representing Chase University, Andre Chase, Duke Hudson, and Thea Hale alongside Tyler Bate. Because at the time we didn't necessarily know if he was fully with Chase U, and now I guess he is. I don't know. Taking on the Schism, which consisted of Joe Gacy, Rip Fowler, Jagger Reed, and Ava. This was beautiful back and forth. It had a lot of storytelling.
I was going to say, the storytelling was elite.
I do want to get to close to closing moments of this match, as that was kind of the thing that really triggered me and you.
I want to talk about some of the stuff that happened in the opening, more towards the beginning of the match, because you can definitely see there was still a lot of tension with Duke Hudson and the rest of Chase U.
Well, I mean, it was more between
Tyler Bate, but yes. Like overall Chase U, because he would tag himself in and
kind of ignore everybody else.
And he was there were points where he was just kind of yelling at Tyler Bate to, get the hell out the ring.
Yeah. I mean, you could tell there was the animosity, but the point I'm getting to towards the end of the match was there's a standoff in the ring where Andre Chase, Thea Hale, and Tyler Bate are all down, and Duke Hudson's the only one kind of standing.
About ready to fight for his life.
Yep, about ready to fight against the Schism, and they offer him a shirt, kind of saying, join our side, and he accepts the shirt, puts it on, stands behind them, and then Andre Chase gets up.
Tyler, and Thea are just sitting there in disbelief.
Yeah, they're all in disbelief. They finally get their senses back together. They all stand, getting ready to, again, fight for their side because they don't want to lose control of Chase University. And then behind the Schism, you see Duke Hudson really show his...
The Hulk Hogan-esque shirt rip.
Yes. Rips open his shirt, throws it, and a 4-way brawl starts. And then we got I want to call it a stampede via Chase U when they stomped.
Yeah, no, that was definitely a stampede.
So they're chanting stampede that Chase U does, ultimately leading Chase U into the victory.
I loved the in unison bait and bop.
Oh yeah,
the in unison bait and bops which set up the stampede. It was great.
Mm-hmm.
The U!
I really need to say headphone warning before you yell, sir. So even a cue would be nice. Something. I can't just keep putting it into the description and hoping people will read it. Lord have mercy. But ultimately, like we had said, Chase U picking up the win and continuing to have control of Chase University.
The unity.
Oh my goodness. Take us into our
opening contest of the main show. 6-way ladder match for the NXT Women's Championship. Zoe Stark, Gigi Dolan, Tiffany Stratton, Lyra Valkyria. I always fuck that up.
Yeah, I do too.
Always mess it up. Always.
I do too.
Indi Hartwell and Roxanne Perez. All of them had their own path to get there. 5 of them winning qualifying matches. Roxanne like, hey, I'm back.
I'm defending.
This is mine.
Yep.
Great car crash of a match. 6 people, men, female. You introduce ladders, it's going to be hectic.
Oh, yeah.
And that's exactly what this was. Everybody had a lot of time to shine.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Really going through this match, there was no real like clear. Oh, it's definitely going to be so and so, or it's going to be her, because everybody at one point was believed to have. It was believed they were going to be the one to grab the ring, so, quote unquote.
Yeah. I gotta say, with this match, I'm really surprised, and I love that NXT does this. Something we see on the main roster with the Money in the Bank ladder matches is when each competitor will bring in a ladder, and then them and another competitor will be at each side. I'm really glad that NXT really doesn't do that.
Yeah,
because it's just a spot that you always see it. It's like, oh, yeah, this is close to the end of my match then.
Right.
It's like, kind of that way to tell time.
Honestly, I didn't think, I didn't know when this match was going to end.
Right.
But let's fast forward to some closing moments. Also, can I just point out the pop rocks off the ladder?
Yes, it was beautiful.
It was beautiful. Mwah. Love you, Roxanne. So happy to have you back.
French kiss.
Closing moments. Gigi's on top of the ladder. She's about to win her first singles gold. And then we get a surprise return.
Yes.
Costing her the match, former friend and Toxic Attraction member, JC Jane. Thank you, right? Why do I always space?
It's because it's the double J.
Probably. Pushes her off the ladder.
Actually, didn't even push her, punched her.
Punched her off the ladder, costing her a chance at glory. Granted, I 100% thought she was going to be like, all right, this is mine now. She wasn't in the match, but I still thought. But I still thought it was going to happen. She's like, this is mine now, and then just dip. No, she left. She caused Gigi her moment, left. So NXT this Tuesday is going to be great.
Absolutely.
In that aspect. Repositioning the ladder. Indi Hartwell.
Yes.
No energy, no real strength.
She tried to get up twice. She tried to get up the ladder about 2-3 times and just couldn't
do it. And then out of nowhere, you just see a figure appear from outside of the ring. We see him crawl in. It is Dexter Lumis. Index lives again. You really should have said it before you threw me this match. At that point, one's on you.
At this point, I just have to write in really big bold letters: headphone warning.
Anyway, Index lives. Gives that nod of "I got you." You see the love. You see the passion they have for one another. He carries her on his shoulders. Your new NXT Women's Champion, Indi Hartwell.
I know you're very excited about this. It's been a long time coming for her.
Oh yeah, no, I've been saying it forever, and I said it on the pre-show. I think it's going to be Roxanne because it wouldn't be fair to her to not let her have the moment for a title she never lost. But it needed to be Indi. She is amongst this group of women. Yeah. She really is the vet of NXT.
Yes,
amongst them 6 women. It was her time.
It definitely
was. At that point, you either had her win the match or you had her lose, and you call her up and you give us the way on the main roster.
Yes.
That's all there was to it.
I totally agree, and now we have a new NXT Women's Champion. I cannot wait to see her first title defense.
I cannot wait to see how they celebrate on Tuesday.
I know, you're very excited about all that.
Yay.
Going into our next match, we have the NXT Men's Tag Team Championships. Gallus taking on the Creed Brothers, taking on the Family. This was very beautiful, to say the least, with a lot of back and forth and very much a lot of storytelling. You could see the Creeds trying to go for titles that, again, they feel like they've never really lost because they were kind of screwed out of it.
Even though they really did lose them.
They did. You saw how important the Family is to Tony D'Angelo and Stax Lorenzo, and you got to see Gallus just wreck everything and beat Gallus boys.
I do want to say this. For a good chunk of the match, you got to see the family really showcase a lot of strength in making, at one point, either the Creeds or Gallus non-factors. And it wasn't for, they're just a non-factor for the next, 30 seconds. No, it was 4, 5, 6 minutes at a time.
Yes.
That these teams were just rendered incomplete. I forgot you were here.
Yes. They did a really good job at keeping the ring to themselves and keeping who they wanted in the ring at that time.
One thing I will say is I do like that during this triple threat tag team match, something you don't really see much anymore, especially on the main roster, is they actually had a member of all three teams
starting the match versus if you see on the main roster, it's a member from one team, a member from another team, and then they just get to tag whoever the hell they want. Yeah. No, I
like that having that one person
from each
team at a time, because then you can't just, other teams can't really take advantage of I can just tag myself in whenever I want. Both of my guys are fresh. You two just beat the ever-living piss out of each other.
Exactly. And then
you have to focus on, I got to get to my tag team partner, not just I got to get a corner for the sake of getting to a corner and saving my ass.
Mm-hmm. No, I totally agree. I like that they do that, especially down in NXT. I wish they would carry that up to the main roster, because it's something obviously they're taught there that, at times you do see a little bit of confusion when it comes to the main roster. But picking up the win due to a distraction originally by a returning a save, but also a distraction by the returning Gallus brother. You have Gallus.
Mark Coffey's brother Joe is officially back in the fold. Gallus is complete and still atop the mountain.
Coffey brothers are reunited alongside Wolfgang, and we have Gallus retaining their titles. All in all, it was, like I said, it was a very beautiful match.
That moment, I promise you, if it wasn't for Joe, Lorenzo and Tony D'Angelo are walking out of Stand and Deliver NXT Tag Team Champions, because that is the only thing that saved their title reign.
That was because you could not find the Creed brothers at that moment.
No, Gallus really did a good job of completely eliminating them from the rest of the match,
which was smart on Gallus's end, especially for the power of the Creed brothers, because although they are, kind of the newer ones in this,
there's not a lot of teams that can match Gallus in just feats of strength alone. Creed brothers are definitely up there.
Yeah,
are one of the few.
I entirely agree. Take us into the next match.
Probably the match that I said would steal the show, would be an absolute banger, was going to be my favorite match of the night, and guess what? It really was. Dragon Lee, JD McDonough, Ilya Dragunov, Axiom, Wes Lee, North American Championship Fatal 5 or Open Challenge.
Yep. I mean,
it was a Fatal 5-Way.
I get why they called it the Open Challenge. That was what it was originally supposed to be, and he just kind of picked his opponents for this and was like, "Hey, look, it's on the line. Have at it."
Holy crap, was this great. I love the beginning where Wesley's just standing in the middle of all four guys
who are in each corner.
He looks at JD, he looks at Ilya, he takes a step back and is just like, go ahead. He's directing traffic almost.
Well, he knew
he's like, here, you two attack each other, and then when he got attacked, I think it was Dragon Lee that swung at him first, then he took the step back and was just like, oh, well, you two can go at it too. Wesley was really smart at trying to eliminate himself from any of the actual hard-hitting early, at least attempting to, because it was funny.
Well, see, JD and Ilya, they have...
You knew they were going to attack each other first.
Yeah, you knew they were going to go after
each other. The bad blood
between
these two was insane. in what featured a lot of great high flying spots, a lot of technical spots, a lot of jaw dropping moments.
Yes.
You never really knew
this had
what was going to happen.
This was just like the women's match. It could have gone any which way.
Oh yeah, and there were so many times where it really was almost any which way.
Yes.
I personally think Ilya would have walked out NXT North American Champion if it wasn't for that last second save by, I think it was Wes Lee.
I believe so.
After he absolutely just ground and pound punch Axiom.
Yes.
But walking out in spectacular fashion.
Yes.
After a stellar match, Wes Lee retains your North American Championship. Who do you think is next?
Honestly, I'd like to see either him run it back with Dragon Lee or with Axiom. I think that, they need to figure out something else with JD and Ilya. And as much as I love JD, either call him up or just do something with him, please, because ever since coming from NXT UK, there really hasn't been anything to light a fire under his ass. And it's sad to say it. So I'd like to see it either be Dragon Lee or Axiom. Even to throw a third one out there, Nathan Frazier.
All right.
And I know you probably agree with me on every single one of those.
I definitely want to see it be Dragon Lee.
Mm-hmm.
I can see an argument for Axiom.
Mm-hmm.
Nathan Frazier, jury's still out.
Okay.
But I'm definitely excited to see what is next for this champion. All
right.
But now, bring us in to the next one on the card.
Grayson Waller, Johnny Gargano, unsanctioned match. And boy, was it beautiful.
Oh, it started off chaotic.
They started right out the gate. These men did not give each other a second to breathe.
Bro didn't even let his own entrance finish.
Nope. He did not
He literally walked into the ring, super kick.
Mm-hmm. As if Grayson didn't deserve it.
Oh no, Grayson was ready to was gonna attack him anyway. Gargano just had the eyes in the back of his head. I wonder if that comes from parenting.
Took him about 5 good minutes to even get his jacket off.
And mind you, during these 5 minutes of him not removing his jacket, he spent the entire time just beating the holy hell out of Grayson Waller.
Grayson Waller was also thrown into the announce table about 3 times. 1 time fully into Booker T as well.
Everybody had to make sure Booker T was okay.
Yep. And then towards the end, because obviously this match was entirely just hard hitting, there was a lot of weapons used,
chaos and destruction,
everything but the kitchen sink.
Quite literally. One of my favorite moments.
Are we getting to what I think we're getting to?
Rabbit Candice.
Yes.
Rabbit Candice.
Okay. So we get to a point where Grayson Waller is at the barricade talking absolute mad crap to Candice LeRae, beating up Johnny in front of her. And so she hands over Baby Quill to what we can only assume to be a family member. And jumps over the barricade with Johnny, gets handed a kendo stick, and just goes absolutely rapid, smacking Grayson with the stick.
It was great. Rabbit Candice. I said she was like a little rabbit squirrel.
Yes, you did.
And then for the remainder of the match, spent it on the outside, completely cheering on her husband.
Yes. So we get to a point where Grayson ends up grabbing the kendo stick. They share some words. She calls him an idiot, and Johnny hits him from behind with another kendo stick.
Oh my god, his back looked beat to hell.
Yes. There was also a moment where he did a coast to coast.
With the trash can.
Mm-hmm.
He pulled a Shane O'Mac. My man was channeling everybody but himself.
Yes. Which, I mean...
It was fun.
Yeah.
It was fun.
Majority of it. But ultimately picking up the win, much needed in this rivalry, was Johnny Gargano.
Johnny Gargano has officially completed his NXT story.
And why don't you tell us post-match what happened? Headphone warning.
Thank you. Thank you for giving them a warning that it's gonna be loud again. So as Candice and Johnny are getting ready to walking up the ramp onto the stage, getting ready to go to the back, out come Dexter Loomis and Indi Hartwell, looking very beautiful because that was a really pretty dress.
That was.
With her newly won championship, all you see is Candice kind of like turn her head to look at Johnny, and out of her peripheral sees her and just automatically just, oh my god, runs, gives her a hug. It was a great moment. The way reunited in celebration, in happiness. It was beautiful. All the good feels. All the good feels.
I know you were very happy about that. You were freaking out.
Oh yeah, I was sitting just, oh my god, yes, that's happening. No, please reunite this on the main roster because I think it'd be amazing.
It would, but I think we give Indi a bit of a.
Oh yeah, we definitely give her some time with her newly won championship because she deserves a decent win.
Yes. All right. Our next match.
NXT Women's Tag Team Championship.
Mm-hmm.
Fallon Henley and Kiana James.
Fallon.
I always say Fallon.
No.
You know what? I'm close. The people know who I'm talking about. Versus Alba Faye and Isla Dawn. You knew what this match was going to be.
You knew what it was going to be. However, out of all the matches we've had tonight, this was, again, one that you say was the breather match. This is the match that I say was really hard to get into and didn't have a lot behind it.
I want to point out, well, if you look at most of the story going into this match,
there wasn't really anything.
Can you let me finish? It wasn't necessarily between champions and challengers. There was a lot of inner turmoil between the champions. You saw that when they were making the entrance. It was really one-sided for the most part. Alba and Isla really doing a good job of dominating that match. Doing a really good job of playing into the inner turmoil that was Henley and James. Mm-hmm. It took them a while to get in sync, really.
Well, they also attacked them early, too.
Yes.
So there's that factor as well.
Yeah. But I think that was the only time they were truly ever in sync all match.
Yeah. Even the closing moments of the match.
Where you saw Kiana James asking Briggs for her purse.
Which she's used numerous times before.
And you have Brooks and just like, no, do not do that.
We don't do that. We don't do that. We don't cheat.
So then going into the pinfall to ultimately end the match.
Mm-hmm.
Briggs is trying to get into the ring and he is getting pulled back like you are dragging a kid out of a toy store.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know where the analogy was going in my head for like a half a second.
Candy store, toy store, either way.
Yeah, but he's just getting pulled back. No, because his tag partner knowing if you get involved, this is going to force a disqualification.
Which
cost
is
them the match.
It's not Granted, how you want them to
it
win.
Wouldn't have been detrimental to them because guess what? Titles don't change hands via disqualification.
No, but that's not how these country boys do it.
They're all very proper, and this is how we got to do these things.
Mm-hmm.
Picking up the win, Alba Fire. I'm sorry, Fire. Whatever. Alba and Isla pick up the win. New NXT Women's Tag Team Champions.
Yes, and I think it was well deserved. I can't wait to see exactly
the reign of darkness that's come over the NXT Women's division as a whole, with them holding these titles, is unreal. And if you aren't ready for it, get ready or you're screwed.
That takes us into our main event. And I know you're going to have a lot to talk about with this. So just let me get through the introduction. Okay. And then I will let you have what you need to have.
I'm going to let y'all know. Now I'm giving you the it's going to get loud warning. Please take out a headphone.
Turn it down.
Do whatever you got to do because I'm going to get loud with this one.
All right.
I'm going to get real loud with this one.
NXT World Championship Braun Breaker takes on him, Mr. Carmelo Hayes, and I will let you have the completeness of that.
2021 Breakout Tournament star.
Mm-hmm.
Longest combined reign North American Champion.
Mm-hmm.
Unified North American Champion.
Mm-hmm.
In the battle of NXT OGs and NXT 2.0 War Games winner.
Mm-hmm.
He is him, Carmelo Hayes, walked into that cryptocurrency.com arena all decked out in the purple and gold, rocked the Killshot shirt, rocked the number 8 for the fallen NBA legend Kobe Bryant. R.I.P. That man came and knew he had a mission.
Yes.
And when you rep Kobe, you best not miss. In what really told the story of what was the youngest main event in WrestleMania weekend history. A tale of two paths headed for a collision course.
Oh, yeah.
Both men did a phenomenal job. Breaker had the early onslaught. MELO able to recover. Trick Williams gets ejected. And then comes back when they knock out the ref. Is there anything you would like to add this story?
I'm letting you have at it. I mean, I just got to say that the greatest thing that I ever saw was the fact that Braun Breaker kind of stepped out of his element and did a lot of high flying.
You saw a lot. You saw him go deep into his bag for this one.
Yes. There was a funny moment in the beginning of the match where he
mocked MELO.
Yes, he mocked MELO.
Trick Williams broke character. You know it was funny when Trick is breaking character to laugh.
It was just very good to see what other things these men have in their arsenals, because you don't usually see it in normal championship defenses by MELO or by Braun. But they had to dig very deep into their bag of arsenals, their bag of tricks, just to...
They understood the assignment. My normal isn't going to work.
Yeah, no. They had both studied each other very, very well for this match.
The familiarity was too real.
All right.
But all right, picking up the win. And new NXT World Champion Carmelo Hayes, cause MELO don't miss.
It was very, very well deserving.
Oh yeah, he earned that. He definitely earned that. Like I said, my boy don't miss. Put some respect on his name. He is money. He is him. This Tuesday and the reign of MELO are going to be absolutely amazing.
I agree. And that actually brings us to the end of NXT Stand and Deliver.
Before we wrap up, I do want to talk about something that happened earlier. This was post tag team match.
Okay.
You know, your hosts of Stand and Deliver, Pretty Deadly, are backstage in the locker room. Tony and Stax are having a moment.
Yep.
You know, Stax is putting the blame on him. Tony's like, bro, what are you doing? Stop it. We're a team. This doesn't just fall on you. This is on both of us.
Yes.
Let's, regroup. We got this.
Mm-hmm.
We'll get back there. We can do this. Pretty Deadly comes in. They're asking, how they feel about the loss. Basically
pointing fingers,
trying to stir the pot, get under Tony's skin, and made official for this Tuesday, Pretty Deadly versus the Family on NXT.
And I cannot wait to see the Family shut Pretty Deadly up.
Oh, yeah.
Because we all know how I feel about Pretty Deadly.
Your host of...
Nope. Nope. All right, guys. That is the end of Stand and Deliver for the beginning of our WrestleMania weekend. Anything else you'd like to say?
We hope you guys are enjoying this weekend.
Oh, yeah. Just as much as we are, if not more.
And we will see you guys.
We'll see you guys later.